2004 Ford F150 XL with 4.2 engine size. Due for smog, checking light on. Gonna scan for codes and okay. I already input the information for the truck here. Code menu, memory codes, continue. Okay, cylinder 5 circuit fault. Okay, we're gonna check the resistance of that one. P1000, so monitor having been run. Be careful with that. Any monitor having been run after we complete the fix. Any code could come up when the computer is performing the test on those. When the computer is running that monitor is a fancy word for test. So computer is testing a circuit and it's set to a pass if it's set to a complete after you run the test. If it passes or not, it still goes to complete. If it passes the test, no codes, no pending code. If it fails the test, the computer set the pending code. If there's 2 trip codes, usually for anything for emission there are 2 trip codes, and then the second time the fault occurred, it set the check engine light on. Okay, that one is for monitors, and we gotta protect ourselves because they are paying me to fix a check engine light, and then if I fix part of this one and after it doesn't, we'll check what monitor haven't run, and see. So this is a cylinder 5 injector circuit, so it could be the injector itself, open wire or computer. O2 sensor, excess, link signal, bank 1, sensor 1. Normally this code is showing up anytime the computer doesn't see activity on the sensor. So but basically what happened here is it's staying lean all the time, but that one is most because of this, vacuum leak, engine misfire detected on starter up, engine misfire, cylinder 3 detected. Cylinder 3 is a little bit controversial, cylinder 3 and cylinder and we have an open on the injector on 5, and we have cylinder 3 misfire detected. This misfire could be a lean misfire too because it's running lean. We're gonna smoke test the intake system. Precondition for doing that: engine complete, stone cold, cold. Otherwise we're gonna miss those leaks. Okay, I already told them do not move this vehicle because I was suspecting this vehicle very common for P0171, 74 for vacuum leaks, and for misfire, spark plugs and coils most. But we'll check for I wanted to check for monitors because I wanted to see what happened, what monitor haven't run, and just warn the customer about that, it could be the potential or any faults on those systems which the computer haven't detected, like catalytic converter running with misfire. It's a chance the catalytic converter is cooked already. EVAP system, we don't know if we have any issue there. O2 sensor heater not complete also, and O2 sensor, yeah, we have the O2 sensors heater and the O2 sensor itself, catalytic converter and EVAP. 4 monitors are open, haven't run the test yet. So we have the potential after we do the repair, we're having the checking light come back for any of those systems if there is any fault present there. Okay, we're gonna move to the testing right now, which is gonna be use the EVAP machine to smoke test the intake system, and then let me check for that injector number 2. Which one is that injector? Ignition test. I wanted to see the firing order. So on the right side there are 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Right side, from is gonna be passenger side, and 5, 6, 7, 8 are driver side. Gonna go for that one and do the what's gonna be the resisting on the injectors. Where is the injectors? Fuel system, fuel pump, injectors, resistance. Key off, disconnect, injector connector wiring. See manufacturer's specification reading. Nice. Saying they are not giving me any. I won't do that. Like they're saying key off, disconnect, injector connector. I don't disconnected them, but we gotta be careful. The key is complete off for doing that test, because that way the computer is not sending any power. If not, we'll mess up our equipment. But I do it them plug in all the time, so it's not an issue as long as we have the no power coming in, no current at all, anything like that. We're fine. I'll do that test right now, and also gonna do the smoke test, and after that we're gonna run the engine and see if the misfire for cylinder 3, what's going on with that one too. In fact, I can go and check. Well, having the link misfire, I don't know. Having the link misfire, I think it's a link misfire, but that could be just related to just the intake manifold gasket leak, large leaks there. So then that could be related to that. But let me see what cylinder have had the misfire history here. Basically, this is for whoever doesn't have fancy equipment like the one I have. You can do this only going to a mod 6, and you're looking for test ID 51 or 53 to try to find out what cylinder have misfire. 51 or 53. Let me see. 53. Okay. And cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some vehicles they show up here like 7, 8, 9, 10, and they show fail. So we are only gonna be concentrated on the cylinder we're working on. 6 cylinders. In this case, it's only showing 6. On some of them, they are showing 10. And 7, 8, 9, and 10 will be like fault or fail, and it's just a piece of data there. So we can see here the cylinder 3 is the one is showing a bunch of misfire. Cylinder 1 passes, max allow 655. Count is when the computer will set the checking light on for misfire. The value current, what is going on, 0, 0, 0. Here is being more than 10,950 on 3. So we will have an issue there on cylinder 3 too. Most likely it's gonna be the coil. That is the most common problem with these vehicles. So let me move to return, and then we're gonna go back to the testing under the hood. So there are some intake leaks here, gasket leak. So I have here the smoke machine and the compressor. Let me turn on the smoke machine for the smoke. And there are a bunch of leaks here all over the place. So like on the intake manifold, like under here, large leaks, and the lower intake manifold gasket on the back is leaking way back there, way back there. Let's see if I can show that one. Right on the back right here. And many other places around here. The intermediate right here. Oh, this area is where is the worst area, where we have that here. You can see here on this corner here. Right here. See a large volume of smoke coming out of it. So we need to test the EGR. They leak sometimes, most of the time they leak, but yeah, probably not too bad. Okay, this hose, oh, the breather hose leaks most of the time too on the rear on these fours. So I don't see this one leaking. Okay, so we're gonna do right now the check for the resistance on the, I already calibrated them, so check for the resistance. Got 11.5 ohms, so that is normal for any injector. Basically, I don't have a specification, but that should be fine because most of the injectors are drawing like about 1 amp. So, but this is only counts on right now being on cold condition. We don't know if that resistance is gonna change with changes in temperature, and then we will be, that one will get open or something like that. Okay, so then the next step we'll be checking for injector control, see if we have open wires, see if we have computer problem or something like that. So you can see here I have back probing the bus connectors here. So with the connector with the injector still connected, so key off, and 11.4, not bad. So we're gonna check the signal. Okay, first start it up when cold. You can see this one is working pretty rough, the engine. We're gonna set up here for the injector now. I'm gonna go set up for scope for 100 volts. At least 3 milliseconds, 5 milliseconds. Set the trigger. Come on. Hard to see here with the glare here we have, but apparently we're open like 6 milliseconds here. We can see the voltage here, it's at 13.5, and yeah, it seems like it's working properly right now. This injector is working right now, everything seems to be working perfect. It's pulling to ground. Let me stop it. Set the cursor on the number 2. We see on the number 1 here, and number 1, cursor number 1, cursor number 2. The number 1 is at 14.2 volts. Number 2 is at 400 millivolts. So it's nice, and it's picking up about 60, 55, about 60 volts. The pintle is opening and closing, so not that bad. Okay, it's good injector right now at this point. Well, now we're gonna check for a cylinder contribution on functional test and see if only the cylinder number 3 is doing the misfire. Since we have a we had a code before for injector number 2, well, idle, we can see only cylinder 3 is misfiring. I can feel a pretty bad misfire. I'm gonna increase the RPM a little bit. Because these RPMs, you know, everything clear out and good. So now we're gonna move to a visual inspection to the wires, spark plug and coil. Well, I'm here under the hood now. So most of the time we gotta do a visual inspection to begin with the wires, plugs and coil. The coils sometimes get cracked, and when they get cracked, we can spray some salt with water, and that one, when the engine is running, they show up pretty good, you know, the sparks. And but on this case, I will be concentrated on cylinder number 3, basically, because this is the one is showing, the only one is showing misfire. If we see this one is a waste spark, so it's firing 2 cylinders at the same time. For having only one cylinder, most likely it's not a coil complete death, you know, on the one side, but it can happen sometime. But we check here, a good wire with no problem, the number 2. You can see there, nice. But we can see the next, the one is on the back. That is the cylinder number 3 with the issue. We can see the coil is broken. The top of the coil right here is broken. Okay, which you can check the wire. Pretty much we're done with this misfire on this, you know, it's sweet. We can see this one is all rusty. So I haven't been doing any contact. So we need a coil. I can clean this wire and then it'll take care of this. So we're gonna do the lower intake manifold gasket updaters with updated gasket. I like, my preference is Velcro. Updated bolts, injector O-ring seal. I would recommend injector number 2, even if it is not failing right now. It may be doing with the changes in temperature. And I'm gonna replace all the plastics in the area and the upper manifold, because I did this intake manifold gasket with good parts about a year ago, and it shouldn't be having those leaks. So they're gonna be warp those. And what else are we doing? I think it's gonna be it, you know, this injector, coil pack, and intake manifold gaskets. It's a big job there. And the next is gonna be see what happened after we run those monitors and hope it doesn't have any more issues on those systems where the monitors haven't run.